Hey guys, TazManiaAhmed and welcome to day 235 of the Quran Challenge. Today we'll be starting on verse 26 of Surah Al-Fath, but before we begin we will be reading Surah Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge in Allah from Satan, the accursed. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise for Allah, Lord of all words. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, most compassionate, most merciful. Maliki Yawmiddin, master of the day of judgment. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim, guide us along the straight path. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen. The path of those you are blessed, not those you are displeased with, or those who are astray. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذ جعل الذين كفروا في قلوبهم حمية الجاهلية فأنزل الله سكينته على رسوله وعلى المؤمنين وألزمهم كلمة تقوى وكانوا أحق بها وأهلها وكان الله بكل شيء عليما. Remember when the disbelievers had filled their hearts with pride, the pride of pre-Islamic ignorance. Then Allah sent down His serenity upon His messenger and the believers, inspiring them to uphold the declaration of faith, for they were better entitled and more worthy of it, and Allah has perfect knowledge of all things. This is when the pagans prevented the Prophet ﷺ and the believers from entering the sacred house for Umrah, and the arrogance they showed when drafting the peace agreement. The declaration of faith that there is only one God to be worshipped and that Muhammad ﷺ is His messenger. لقد صدق الله رسوله الرؤيا بالحق لتدخلن المسجد الحرام إن شاء الله آمنين محلقين رؤوسكم ومقصرين لا تخافون فعلم ما لم تعلموا فجعل من دون ذلك فتحا قريبا. Indeed, Allah will fulfill His messengers with vision in all truth. Allah willing, you will surely enter the sacred mosque in security, some with heads shaved and others with hair shortened without fear. He knew what you did not know, so He first granted you the triumph at hand. Pilgrims are required to shave or trim their hair upon successfully completing the rituals of pilgrimage. This refers to the Treaty of Hudaybiyah and all the gains of Khabir before the fulfillment of the Prophet's vision to enter Mecca for Umrah. هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا. He is the one who has sent His messenger with right guidance and the religion of truth, making it prevail over all others, and sufficient is Allah as a witness. محمد رسول الله والذين معه أشداء على الكفار رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا سيماهم في وجوههم من أثر السجود ذلك مثلهم في التوراة ومثلهم في الإنجيل كزرع أخرج شطأه فآزره فاستغلظ فاستوى على سوقه يعجب الزراع ليغيظ بهم الكفار وعد الله الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات منهم مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger of Allah, and those with him are firm with the disbelievers and compassionate with one another. You see them bowing and prostrating in prayer, seeking Allah's bounty and pleasure. The signs of brightness can be seen on their faces from the trace of prostrating in prayer. This is the description in the Torah, and their parable in the Gospel is that of a seed that sprouts its tiny branches, making it strong. Then it becomes thick, standing firmly on its stem, to the delight of the planters. In this way, Allah makes the believers a source of dismay for the disbelievers. To those of them who do believe and do good, Allah has promised forgiveness and a great reward. This passage and the next should be understood in the historical context. The Muslims were urged to be firm with the Arab pagans and their allies who were at war with the Muslims at the time. Otherwise, Islam encouraged Muslims to treat peaceful non-Muslims with kindness and fairness. Prostration means lying down on one's face, i.e. touching the ground at the forehead and nose while resting on knees and flat palms of both hands as an act of prayer and submission to Allah. In Deuteronomy 33:1-3, Moses proclaimed, "The Lord came from Sinai, raising from Seir upon us. He shone forth from Mount Paran, accompanied by a myriad of his holy ones, with flaming fire from his right hand for them. Indeed, lover of people, all of his holy ones are in your control. They gather at your feet to do as you have instructed." Paran is a mountain in Mecca. Moses proclaimed Paran. In Matthew 13:3-9, Jesus spoke many things to them in parables, saying, "Behold, the sower went out to sow. A seed fell on the ground, on the good soil, and yielded a crop, some 100-fold, some 60, some 30. He who has ears, let him hear." Or the parable of the growing seed in Mark. The footnote. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May Allah accept the recitation of Surah Al-Fath. May Allah forgive me if I made any mistakes while reciting. We now move on to the next surah, which is Surah Al-Hujurat, the rooms. Battery. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقدموا بين يدي الله ورسوله واتقوا الله واتقوا الله إن الله سميع عليم. O believers, do not proceed in any matter before a decree from Allah and His Messenger, and fear Allah, surely Allah is all-hearing, all-knowing. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي ولا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون. O believers, do not raise your voices above the voice of the Prophet, nor speak loudly to him as you do to one another, or your deeds will become void while you are unaware. There is also a different interpretation, nor call him by his name as you call one another, and another do not say, "O Muhammad," rather say, "O Prophet." إن الذين يغضون أصواتهم عند رسول الله أولئك الذين امتحن الله قلوبهم للتقوى لهم مغفرة وأجر عظيم. Indeed, those who lower their voices in the presence of Allah's Messenger are the ones whose hearts Allah has refined for righteousness. They will have forgiveness and a great reward. إن الذين ينادونك من وراء الحجرات أكثرهم لا يعقلون. Indeed, most of them who call out to you, O Prophet, from outside your private quarters have no understanding of manners. A group from the tribe of Bani Tamim came to see the Prophet ﷺ while he was taking a nap in the afternoon. They stood outside the homes of his wives and started calling him out loud. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May Allah accept this recitation. May Allah forgive me if I made any mistakes or reciting. May Allah forgive all our sins, and may Allah protect us from the torment of the hellfire and grant us all Jannat al-Firdaus. Ameen. And may Allah grant us beautiful manners. Ameen. Inshallah, tomorrow I'll be starting on verse 5 of Surah Al-Hujurat, the rooms. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.